Hey everybody, this is Haley. I'm going to be filming a makeup tutorial for your competition makeup today. Um, First, we're going to talk about the tools. Here we have a beauty blender. It really is worth the money. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but the brand is amazing. Next, we have our brushes. Any brushes will do, but I really prefer the Morphe brushes. They're going to be linked on the makeup list. They have really awesome face brushes and eye brushes. Yeah, let's talk about our base. We want to have our hair up and out of our face. If you're doing a kid's hair, a headband might help. We're going to start with a clean face, clean, moisturized, all the good things. We don't want to have a dirty, sweaty face, obviously. All right, let's get right into this. I just want to point out that before this foundation that I'm about to put on my face, I normally would use a primer, but I don't have one with me because I'm at college, if you can't tell. So we're just going to go right in with the foundation. But the primer is really important so that your makeup lasts all day and even through all the sweat and whatever else. Here I'm using my beauty blender, so important. It really is worth the money. I know it's annoying, but it really is worth it. The drugstore sponges really don't do the same thing. And we're going to blend that foundation in. Another important thing about the foundation is you want it to be the exact shade of your face. I know sometimes people say for stage makeup that your foundation should be a little bit darker or whatever, but I really find that it's important to have your foundation the same shade as your face. Right there, I pointed out that we always dab, we don't rub our face with our beauty blender because there'll be streaks. This is specifically for people who do their own makeup. I like to have a smaller mirror to look close up and, you know, it just looks better when you have something to look at. Mine lights up. That's just an added bonus. But yeah, so we're gonna blend in all this foundation. It's really important that it's blended in. You'll see in a minute that I blend it down my neck, which is so super important. There you'll see me putting it on my eyelids. I use my foundation and concealer as sort of a makeup primer instead of having a whole nother product. It just works really well. Oh yeah, here we go. Put it down my neck. No one wants a foundation line. It's not cute. Also, sorry about my voice. I'm a little bit sick right now, and if the audio is a little funky, I am filming this with AirPods, so I'm doing my best here with what I got. But yeah, it's so important, really, really so important to have a good base when you're doing makeup, especially if you're doing it on someone else. I feel like sometimes it can be easy to just overlook things, but blending is super, super important. All right, here we go with our concealer. This is my favorite concealer of all time. I know it says Age Rewind, but I don't really know why because it's so good. It has this little like foam like brush tip on the end of it, if you can see. I put it under my eyes, on any imperfections, blemishes, whatever may have you. Um, See how it just brightens my face? Oh, I love this concealer. But yeah, blend it out under your eyes, make sure there's no creases. I put it on what typically is called like the high points of your face where you want to like highlight. So that would be like the under eyes because you want to brighten them, but also the ball of your chin, bridge of your nose, in between your eyebrows. I guess you could call that like your T-zone almost. It just really brightens up your face and makes it more dimensional so you're not just one straight color all across. But yeah, the Beauty Blender also, you have to wet it before you use it. See, so blended. Oh, so good. You have to run it underwater and like squeeze out all the water and then it blends well. Yeah, here we go. This is my favorite loose setting powder. I like it because it's translucent, so it will work on any skin tone. Um, it does have a very intense scent, so if you're using it on a child, just warn them. It's very strong. But I pack this in under my eyes because my under eye concealer tends to crease really easily. You don't have to do this, it's just like an extra step. But then I'll take a big fluffy face brush. As you can see, I'm showing you there. It's fluffy, it's loose, and I tap off the excess off my brush because you don't want to have all that extra powder on your face, especially if you're doing it on a child. Then I just put this all over. Setting powder is so important because it really does lock your makeup in, and you don't want to be putting like colored powders on top of foundation, like bronzer and blush and highlight, because it'll stick to it and then you won't be able to blend it out, like I'll show you in the next couple minutes here. But yep, just putting that all over the place. I really do love these brushes. They're amazing. They'll also be linked on the makeup list. Yes, base is so important. We just leave that setting powder under the eyes a little bit. It's called baking. It just sort of like really locks in the foundation there. It's an extra step. You don't have to do that, but definitely set every place that you put foundation. All right, here we go. Foundation concealer done. Yeah, it's really stinky. It smells like, I don't even know. This is such a great bronzer. Bronzer is important because, like the highlight, it really adds dimension to your face. And if you're pale like me, you need a little color going there. I take an angled bronzer brush and just put it under my cheekbones. Some people do like the three technique where it's like your forehead and your temples and your cheekbones and then under your jawline. Do whatever works for you or your child's face. It's really personal. Everyone has different face structures and skin colors. So, but yeah, this really does add. See, you can tell the difference. It just adds a little something, and you're not so washed out on stage because, as a person who's really pale, as you can tell, it's winter, just really, really pale. It really just adds dimension to your face, and like pictures and videos and stuff, you won't be so washed out. It's so important. And I love this bronzer. It's from Physicians Formula. It's a drugstore product. It's so awesome and it smells yummy. It smells like coconut. But yeah, I just put that on my cheekbones, my temples, my jawline, just make sure it's blended out. Blush. Ugh, people forget about blush all the time. They're like, oh, I'm gonna get sweaty, my face is gonna get red. No, blush is so important. That's looks similar to my face brush, yeah, there. But I use a separate brush just because it's a little pinker. Apples of the cheeks, bringing up the cheekbones, whatever works for your or your child's face structure. But blush really is so important, and I really wouldn't skip on it. It just like livens your face up a little bit, adds a little something, something, you know? Not too much, not too little, just so it's a little bit noticeable. You'll be able to tell the difference. Yeah, see? Just a little on the apples of the cheeks. Next, we have highlighter. As you can tell, I love highlighter. It's so good. This one is expensive, but you really don't need an expensive highlighter. The one that I linked on the makeup list is not expensive at all. It's maybe $3, and it looks exactly the same as this. It's like a dupe. I take my highlight brush. You could also use a fan brush if you have one of those. But just on the cheekbones, oh, look at that. It really just makes your face pop on stage and just in life in general. I put a little bit on my eyebrows because I just like to, and then on the bridge of the nose. And I put mine on my Cupid's bow because I think it makes the lipstick pop just like on the top of where your lips end. See, I think you can tell in the video. But yeah, it just adds a little something. I would really do it. Um, okay, so let me explain this a little bit. This is me imitating using setting spray. I don't have a setting spray with me here at school because I don't do makeup so much, but setting spray is so important because it really locks in all the powders and sort of melts them into your face. And then, yeah, I was just fanning it dry. You want to fan it dry, not let it drip. Okay, so I talk about this palette here. They don't sell this anymore, but I linked one that has all the colors that I used in it basically. So it's just cool tone neutrals. This one has a lot of options. Um, yeah, I'm pointing out the silver there, neutrals, and then the dark black, which is really what you need. I linked a Maybelline palette down below. It's like the same thing. This is a crease brush. This is so important. This is a light, fluffy brush that'll just be really good with blending. You're gonna take a powder an eyeshadow that's a little bit close to your skin tone, but a little bit darker. So it's just like, it's called a transitions shade. So since we're using a bunch of dark colors, you just want to like fluff this into the crease and like, it shouldn't look too dramatic, but you can tell a little bit. It's just a good base. It's almost like foundation. Like you want to put it there so that everything else blends out evenly. Yep, just put that in my crease. That's so important because it helps everything blend out really well. So easy, takes 2 seconds. So worth it. Next we have, yeah, I'm just showing you, brushes are really subjective. It's really just what works for your eye shape or your child's eye shape, sorry. But you're gonna go in, oops, with like a grayish brown color. We're going for the cool tones here. And tap off the excess always. You want to pack this into the corner because it's going to start getting darker. If your skin is darker than mine, this isn't so important because it'll just blend out easier and you might need to go in with more shadow so that it shows up better. And these transition shades might not matter for you, but the blacks and the dark grays will be important. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm focusing it on my outer corner of my eye. If it helps you, some people use tape just to sort of create that cat eye effect, I'll show you later, but it like pulls the eye shape up a little bit. I don't use it because it just doesn't work for me, but if you feel like you want to use it, do your eyes before your face so that you can put the tape and take it off and not take off your makeup. Here you can see me going back in with the crease brush just to blend it all out. I know it doesn't look like much, but it really is important to have it blended. Here I'm taking a denser brush. This is important because we're going to start packing on the black eyeshadow in the outer corner and it's going to start getting dark. So if you have really fair skin like me, I would start a little at a time so you can sort of tell it still almost looks gray and you want to pack it in. And then, yeah, you're going to place it with that, but then you want to blend it with um, the crease brush and everything. Sorry if you hear my roommates. But yeah, see, that's where I sort of start creating the cat eye shape. You saw with my finger, I sort of wiped off some of the excess. Yeah, exactly. You want to keep everything focused on the outer corner because if you bring it too far in, it makes your eyes look smaller. But yeah, you can sort of see how I created that myself. But if you want to use tape, all power to you. As you can see, I'm going in on the other eye, just doing the same process, packing it in. Brushes are I really think you can use whatever brushes you need, but it's just important to keep them clean. That's all I ask of you. The Morphe brushes are great though. They make my makeup look so good, like it's almost effortless. You'll see it won't even take me that long to blend it all in. It just looks good. But yeah, I use a bunch of different brushes, but just be careful with mixing colors on brushes because if you forget what you use and say like a brush has black bristles, you won't be able to tell. And then if you want to go back in with a lighter color and then you put black all over your eyes, it messes everything up. But yeah, here I'm showing you that I'm going to take my fingers, or you could use a really dense like packing brush to put the silver on the lid. If you've been on the team for a while, you know that we used to use glitter. That's not happening anymore because it just looks sloppy because we all do it differently, which is no one's fault. But here you can see me packing in the silver on my lid. I think it looks so much better when you use your finger because you don't lose any of like the glitter or the pigment on a brush. See, look at that. Oh, it just makes your eyes look so much brighter. This is also important. As you can see, it almost creates like a cut crease, if you know what that means. It's like a really stark line between your lid and your crease. We do not want that. You want to sort of blend it out a little bit, just so it looks a little more seamless. As you can see, I'm going back in with more black on the outside so it sort of blends better. But yeah, I really do recommend using your finger. Keep a makeup wipe around though, because this will get everywhere if you don't wipe your hands off. But yeah, as you can see, it just sort of brightens your eye. Like, I think with the glitter liner, it didn't really do this so much, but it looks so good when you put the silver on the lid. Um, yeah, there's a silver in the Maybelline palette that you guys will be using this year. It's all the way to the left. It's the first eyeshadow. Really just pack it in there because I know sometimes drugstore eyeshadows don't have so much pigment. This is so important. I'm taking a pencil brush here with black eyeshadow. Black. This is important. I guess I used gray, but that works too. Um, we're going in on the lower lash line. If you do not do this, it looks so lopsided. You just have to bring a little bit down. See what I mean? It just looks so cohesive. Like you have to bring it down just a little bit, and you're literally just drawing a line right on the lash line, right? So we're using this pencil brush to keep the pigment where we want it. We don't want to bring it all the way down, but see, it just makes it look so much more cohesive. Yeah, it's so important. It's a little detail, but it's so important. Alrighty, eyeshadow looks to be done. Here I'm taking my favorite eyeliner ever, and I get it all over myself. This is the Revlon Colorstay Wing Line Liner. It has like a chisel tip almost. It's like a marker. It's just so good. Like it's so easy to draw your own wings. Here, as you can see, I start in the middle of my eye, like right above the colored part of my eye. See, I'm gonna show you. Look at that. It's just a marker tip and it never runs out. I've had this thing forever. It's so good. I start in the middle of my eye, just drawing the line on my eyelash line. As you can see here, just not too thin, not too thick, but just smooth. That's the most important thing is that you have it smooth. The wing is where it gets tricky. All right, so this is where some people like to use tape because it's easier to form the wing. I've been doing this for so long that I can freehand it. See, I still hold my breath when I do it. But I just draw a really thin line so it's easy enough to wipe away if I don't like it. And then you just connect the tip. Oh, my mirror's in the way. There we go. You just connect the tip to the rest of the line and then fill in the wing. Boom. You got a winged eyeliner. Look at that. See, I don't make my wings too thick. I think that's sometimes where people mess up is it gets really bulky. And if you mess up the wing, it's so easy to just wipe it away. Don't keep adding to it. It doesn't do you any good. But yeah, here I go on the other eye. Again, this really just takes practice. If you need help, ask someone. The older girls on the team, if they do their own makeup, should know how to do this, especially on their own eyes. So if you need help, just ask them. They'll always help you. But that goes for all the makeup too. If you need help, if you're missing a product, find an older team member. They'll always help. But yeah, here we go on the other eye. Making them even is always everyone's problem. I struggle with it too. I redo my wings like all the time, but just do your best. They don't have to be exactly even because we are going to put false lashes on. Um, and it'll almost sort of be covered up, not totally, but it is really important. Yeah, here. See, I'm showing you. You can take a Q-tip and just sort of wipe away the extra stuff. But yeah, that is the completed eyeshadow eyeliner look. Next, we're gonna go in with some mascara. Um, Mascara is important. Oh yeah, you could use an eyelash curler. I don't. I don't really think it's necessary because we're putting eyelashes on. But any mascara will do. I linked my favorite drugstore one down below. Or not down below. Who do I think I am? I linked my favorite drugstore one in the makeup list, but this is just to sort of color the eyelashes so they're not like white covered in powder. You can sort of see the difference on my eyes. It just looks um like I don't have eyeshadow and powder all over my eyelids. It's really just important to color them. It doesn't so matter how much you do or whatever. I am mad at myself because in this video I don't put it on my lower lashes and I swear by putting it on your lower lashes. So do as I say, not as I do. Okay, here, pause for a second. We need fake lashes. Non-negotiable. I'm sorry. You have to do fake lashes. I link them, my favorite ones. You can do whatever, but it's really important that you cut them to fit your child's eyes. It looks funky if they're big. I also linked my favorite lash glue. I know they don't sell it on Amazon, which is where the other products are from, but it is so worth it. It's still only like $8. It keeps my eyelashes on all day. Like they will not pop up. You will not have to reapply. But yes, fake lashes, non-negotiable. Um, Okay, yeah, eyebrow gel. This is really for older kids. I mean, you could fill in your eyebrows if you do on the normal if you want to. I don't really because I have thick eyebrows, in my opinion, I guess. Maybe not really. But just to sort of keep them in place. Um, yeah, do not forget your eyelashes. I will be mad at you. This is me fixing my makeup that doesn't need to be fixed. Oh, yes, a spoolie. If you get what's that called? Mascara on your eyelids, wait for it to dry. Don't try and like put eyeshadow over it. Wait for it to dry, and you can almost like flake it off with a spoolie. Aha, lips. As most of you know, or maybe not if you're new, we used to use this Sephora liquid lipstick that got crusty and it just was not great. So here I'm not using red because I don't have that with me because again, I'm at college and I don't happen to have red lipstick on me. But lip liner, I really think is so important because it's like drawing the outline for what you're going to fill in later. I just think it's easier than trying to draw the lip shape with a liquid lipstick. There's a red one linked. It's Maybelline. It's really great. But yeah, I really recommend lip liner. I know it sounds extra, like like everything I do in this video, but it really is so important. Um, but yeah, that was me telling you that you need to bring it to the corners of your mouth and not just draw what you think your lips look like. Really just follow the natural shape. Like don't overdraw them because then you look clowny because we already have a bunch of makeup on and that won't help. Yep, here I'm just tracing the outline. Simple stuff, but it really does make a difference. Sorry my mirror's in the way. Oh, goodness. Why did I do that? Yeah, bring it to the corners. I'm coloring it in because my lip liner does not match the lipstick that I'm using. Don't call me out, I am using chapstick. But the liquid lipstick from Maybelline that you guys will be using does match the color pretty well, so you shouldn't have to color in your whole lips like I am. But yeah, lips is the final step. You may have to reapply lipstick. I don't recommend putting lipstick on top of old, crusty, worn off lipstick because it just makes the new lipstick look the same way. So if you're gonna do it, take a makeup wipe and just wipe off the lips and maybe take your beauty blender and bounce it around like the outside of your lips so that it's not so clear that you reapplied. But yeah, reapplying is a task. There you can see I just put my lipstick chapstick over it. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the competition makeup for Dance Dimensions. I have been on the competition team for 8 years, and this is how I do my makeup, so you can trust me. Miss and love you all. Bye, guys.